Little black book. You know what time it is. Time it is. Time it is.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book 91. Little Black Book, you know what time it is. Talking to you guys about Young Jock and talking about, obviously, as well, Kendra in their situation, episode 2. I think this is really interesting because I think this is when we talk about people feeling regret in their relationship. Regret in their relationship. And I think Kendra is at a space where she regrets part of this relationship. She regrets, I think there's a part of her that regrets going into the marriage, regrets marrying Jock because of what he did, and allowing herself to be in a position where she looks dumb and foolish. And I think she's taking it out on her frustrations on Young Jock. I mean, listen, anybody would be frustrated and annoyed and angry if, if their partner had a baby on them, right? But the reality is you married him after that situation. You didn't slow down. You didn't stop. You continued. And what people don't realize is cheating takes a while to heal from. It can take anywhere from up to 24 months, maybe a little bit longer. So imagine if you then jump into a relationship whilst on a break, and it wasn't necessarily cheating, they were on a break, but again, that break is dependent on these two, we don't really know. And then he has a whole baby. And so the betrayal that you're going to feel is going to be quite stark and quite deep. And because of that starkness and quite deepness, the level of embarrassment she feels because now the media and the world internationally are involved in their business. So not only has he had a baby on her, but now every man and woman can, Tom, Dick, and Harry can have their say on how they feel she should behave and how she should feel about it, right? Which is gonna feel like for anybody who is used to control too, they're gonna fight against the grain. They're gonna fight against to say I'm not gonna do what people are telling me to do just because they want me to do it, which I understand. But I feel like the frustration and the energy she puts into their relationship, especially in that argument they had in episode 2, is really coming from a place of that she feels embarrassment, shame, that she's even in this relationship. And she's in a situation where a man is able to have a child on her and she's still stayed. Let's talk a little bit more about this. If you're new to the channel, do me a massive, massive favor. Like it, share, subscribe. Click on that fabulous bell button and for the notification of the uploads, baby. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated. All right, cool. Let's get into it. So, dealing with Jock and Kendra, and I think what's really powerful about their scenario and their situation is that the beginning of the relationship, beginning to the end. I sing a lot, so if you're new here, you'll get used to it. In the beginning of the relationship, they shouldn't actually be married. I'm gonna be honest with you. I personally don't think they should have been married. And I think what's happened is they got married, and she realized, yeah, the Jock that I had before marriage is still the same Jock I have now. And now she's made her bed. You got to lie in it. And as you got to lie in it, it's frustrating. That doesn't mean you have to stay in it. Maybe you can leave, but I'm just saying she's lying in the situation now. But she feels like she's been betrayed. She feels like there is manipulation. She feels like there's tension. She feels like there's a lot that he's doing to hurt her, to make her look silly and embarrassed. And it's almost as if she wants to punish him, for his mistakes. And it's almost as if he doesn't want to be punished or he doesn't want to take any more accountability for the situation because he felt like he's already done so. Now, I think the truth is somewhere in the in the middle of the particular of their situation. But what is given is they're both words that they put on the screen. He put pride, control, triggered, social media scrutiny, sex drive. Sorry, that's what she put, I think, as well. And so they have very similar points that they put on the screen, right? Both spoke about social media. Both talk about, control and manipulation in the same brackets. There's tension versus triggered. And then the pride aspect. So they have very similar wordings for each other in terms of how they feel about one another and their weak spots. And I think what's really key about it is that in this situation with Jock and Kendra, she's going to continually keep punishing him because nothing he's going to do is going to be enough until she heals. Now, am I putting the blame on her? No, I'm saying until she heals, she can't really make an effective choice. She's going to keep on punishing him because as far as she's concerned, she's still hurt. And as far as she's concerned, he hasn't made up for it. And as far as we're concerned, he ain't ever going to make up for it because you had a whole kid on somebody. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Now, one of the things that she has complained about is that he does give accountability, but to everybody else but her. Now, one of the things that he said in that argument was that, look, I came and told you about the situation with the girl. Like, I didn't let the streets tell you. Now, I hear that. And he does get a few brownie points for that. Doesn't stop the person feeling the way they do, though. Doesn't stop the other person feeling like, you know what, you've done me dirty here by having a kid on me. Doesn't stop the person, feeling like they've been cheated. Doesn't stop the person feeling like they've been betrayed. Doesn't stop the person feeling like their whole life has been turned upside down by your behavior. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, whether you came to tell her or not, it's good that he told her first, because now she can trust that he has some integrity to him. But the reality is that she's still going to feel what she feel. Okay? All right? And what's interesting is the way and I think I watched a bit of part 3, the way he spoke to AJ about the situation is not how I heard him speak to our good sis in person. I was like, well, Young Jock, I've backed Young Jock on one of the arguments that they had, I think, previously when they were talking about something else, and I did a good breakdown of it. You should go watch it, it's amazing. And I did a good breakdown of it. But what was intriguing is that the accountability, like she said, was more done when, for instance, he went to AJ, or when he does it on radio and he tells her. But is he telling her this accountability? Is he being this accountable and this open and vulnerable about what he has done in the past with her? Or is it being performative when you tell other people how you can see things and be self-aware and understand where she's coming from and da-da-da-da, when the person who needs to understand it isn't an outside party, it's your partner? Now, she said something very interesting. She said, you're very much concerned about your social media, you're very much concerned about your image. And that can filter into why he may also be doing a lot of PR conversations when he's out and about. He's like, yeah, I need to heal from this, I need to understand this, I can break this down, rather than actually having a real conversation with his partner. It could be. I'm not going to say it definitely is, but it could be. And it would make sense if it was that way too. And so, the argument happened, and it got to a point where she began to raise her voice. Now, I think we have to be very fair. She's in pain and hurt and annoyed. That doesn't give her the right to start screaming and shouting and hollering. We get it. You're in pain. You're annoyed. You're pissed off that he's not really listening and he's not really taking in what you're saying, which I'm with you. But when you start screaming and shouting, the fact that you have to even go to Ronnie and let her know, Ronnie had to let you know, I could hear you guys, that lets you know how much kind of raised elevation of a voice you had in the situation, right? And so I started to realize, okay, so she's got her own issues too. She's got something that there's a reason why she wanted to marry Young Jock. What about him attracts her? Right? What in him attracts her? What is he evoking in her that she feels comfortable enough to want to be in a relationship with him? That she feels drawn to him? What is she looking for? What has she found in Young Jock? Were they meant to just be friends? Because it looks like they're doing business together. She spoke about her music in the last, another breakdown that I did, spoke about her music career, about the realtor business. Is this more of a business situation? So separate business and pleasure. You don't have to, and business and relationship. You don't have to be in a relationship with this person to make business work. Now, it might not work after this, but you don't have to be in a relationship to make business work. You know what I'm saying to you? So, anyway, we'll leave it there. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay low. We'll see you again very soon.